Hello, all. Welcome to Hockey on Tap Podcast, episode 143. It was supposed to be named Three's Company. We had a bunch of different titles: Malkin, Talkin, basically a whole bunch of stuff. It's been a good week of hockey, good opening week. I'm your host, Bill Dean. Of course, here with my two co-hosts, Little Steve and Shorts Guy. Schwim is at home baking brownies for his mom, Midge. Because guess what, boys? It's Midge's birthday.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday,
Midge!
Midge. We love you.
Yeah,
And
absolutely
Schwim will have
doing.
a nice set of brownies for you. I'm your host, Bill Dean, of course, here with my, like I said, two co-hosts. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Leave us a 5-star review if you'd be so kind. Boys, what are we drinking in honor of Midge?
Oh, man. Let's see.
in honor of Midge. I don't know,
In honor of Midge.
I don't know. The name of my beer, I feel like isn't.
Well, yeah, I guess in
isn't
honor
meant
of
to
Midge,
honor
we would have a
Midge.
nice glass of red wine or something.
Which I could do, but
No,
I figured in the spirit of I figured in the spirit of Oktoberfest, I would drink a straight Berliner Weiss.
Ooh,
So
there
I
you go.
got by Neshaminy Creek Tart Tooth, which Midge, I'm gonna drink for you, Midge, but it by no means does the name have anything to do with how wonderful you are.
Midge is the best.
I think I've been down to Neshaminy Creek. I think I went there for a show that Modern Life is War played in the brewery, and it was awesome.
I thought I was once, but it turns out it was just like a little beer stand or something that they had in New Hope, I believe.
Yeah, no, this was their actual brewery. I actually ran into my buddy Eddie, who's, the guitarist of my band now. So, I mean, we were always going to be, but I ran into Eddie there. So, my beer, this was given to me by my coworker, New Trail Brewing Company. It's called Sunburst Experimental Hop Blend Hazy Double IPA. I'm drinking a 9%er on a Monday night. It comes highly recommended. Sunburst Hazy Double IPA. Notes of chewy tropical candy, peaches, and cream. So I'm assuming it probably, with the peaches and cream note,
Lactose.
must contain Steven's favorite
You're
thing.
a real jerk.
Lactose.
I mean, I would never drink lactose for Steve.
Not necessarily. I don't know that I believe that one has lactose. We can
Well,
look
I'm
it up.
gonna have to take a look. I'm gonna have to take a look at it. So I definitely will.
What's it called?
New Trail Sunburst Hazy Double IPA.
All right.
Experimental hop blend.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, we will stay tuned. AJ went to Bolero Snort. AJ of Football Primetime, my co-host, and he got me an Imperial Sour Ale with rainbow sherbet. And it's called Flight of the Moonicorn. So very nice artwork. I was going to have the pumpkin one, but I thought Schwim was having that today, and I kind of forgot about that. Also, Alicia and Kathy just came back from overseas, and they got me 6 new beers from 2 from Montenegro, 1 from Czech Republic. 2 from Montenegro, 1 from Serbia. There's a bunch of different ones. So we're gonna all drink some, and I'll have some on the podcast. But thank you, Alicia. But let's get to what's on tap for today's episode. Here's our weekly snapshot. Been a ton of good things that have happened over the last week, and the big one that people are talking about, and hence the title Three's Company, which I was thinking about. Austin Matthews, 2 hat tricks to start off the season, 6 goals total, and he's trying to go for a 3rd hat trick, which has not been done in NHL history. So we will see to start a season. So we'll see what happens there. I think right now it's 0-0. If I saw last, is it still 0-0? Maybe you guys can correct me on that one.
Also, R.I.P. Suzanne Summers, speaking of Three's Company.
Well, so I was going to get into that, yeah. Blackhawks are actually up 1-0 with, who scored this? Michael Entwistle. So some major league scoring in Chicago over there. Devils down 2-0 to the Panthers. Rangers up 1-0 to Arizona. Pens play, they don't
Wednesday.
play today, right? Wednesday. Red Wings up 1-0 on the Blue Jackets. Flames up 2-0 on the Caps. Capitals stink. And what was the other game? Well, that was it. There's just 5 games on today's slate. So pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I'm not happy with our score line right now.
No,
no. we like to go down early,
Yeah.
and that's been the trend. You know, we were the comeback kids last year. There you go. Now my name's in my shot, and yeah, I'm not happy so far. I wasn't
No.
thrilled. It was a bad defensive play for the second goal. And I'm trying to remember the first goal. Can't really remember it. I was trying to eat. And
Yeah, that was
do things.
the second goal was Reinhardt. The first goal was
Yeah.
Verhage, right?
Yeah.
Chris Kreider scored again. He's on a hot streak to start the season. Gets married, and all of a sudden he's lighting the lamp again. I read a stat. Chris Kreider is second in power play goals since 2020 with 30-something, 38 maybe, 37. Zibanejad has 36, and I forgot it was fourth. But number one is Leon Draisaitl. Guess how many power play goals he has since 2020?
Since 2020.
Yeah.
Lots.
These guys
Yeah,
have – so the second guy is 38, Chris Kreider. Leon Draisaitl has 56 power play goals.
I was going to say 56. Damn.
Yeah, you should have said it. It's I mean, the guy is lethal on the power play. When you play with Connor McDavid, it's pretty hard not to be elite on the power play. But yeah. So, what else would you guys like to chat about? I mean, it's kind of an open forum. A couple things, Kraken will be out without Brandon Tanev for at least a month.
They don't look good so far.
Kraken look bad, real bad.
Yeah,
I'm going to be honest.
Candidate.
I have been so busy since Thursday and getting home from the home opener for the Devils that I've not had a chance to really watch much of anything but a Devils game or here or there.
Yeah,
I've seen the first two. I was able to watch first period
Arizona's
tonight,
scored.
but they're playing you. Yeah, they're playing you. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I will say this: since it's a bit of an open forum, I do want to make mention here in the podcast, like we mentioned on Game Day Live and the Let's Go Devils podcast. Our beer is coming out, and it's tasty as anything. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. We're gonna have to have an episode where we all have one at the same time on the episode.
Oh, we'll try it.
Yeah, I'm excited to try it. It looks wonderful. The color
it
does look good.
Looks and tastes wonderful. And we have news about
you know what it reminded me of? I
What?
got sent back in time watching like old Simpsons. Way before we started drinking beer, watching old Simpsons episodes and just looking and seeing like Homer drink a Duff, and you just wanted that feeling because it looked so good. That's what it reminded me of looking at it in that pint glass that you sent it. I was like, it just looks like I need it.
Yeah.
Which
it is.
Hopefully, I don't sound like an alcoholic that way.
No, you don't. I'm just looking forward to that. So I'm going to mention it as often as I can because holy hell, it is so damn exciting, and I hope we feel this same excitement one day for this podcast. It's so damn exciting to have your own beer. Obviously, I didn't brew it.
Yeah, it's cool.
But I am associated with it, and it's so awesome.
And
I've
Departed
brewed beer
Souls.
before,
I mean,
and it's
you can't go wrong with Departed Souls. Departed Souls just pumps out great beer all the time.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, so that's I just wanted to bring that up. Little
it's
bit
a very
of a
cool
plug.
thing, a cool thing about New Jersey and Prudential. Granted, the selection isn't always great, but New Jersey, just the craft beer scene in New Jersey is so good.
Really good.
And
to
tie it into hockey, like Prudential has, started to with like the local beer stations there. Granted, they're still marked way overpriced, but at least they're
absolutely.
there, and that's cool than getting your typical generic Anheuser-Busch, Coors, Miller, whatever that they usually have there. So go to Potted Souls.
Yeah, absolutely. But Steven, I did see something that is relevant to your interest. It appears that MSG, that garbage dump, has for this season has quite the vegan selection.
They have their
They
have their own vegan stand with nothing but and it's like it's all Beyond Meat, which beggars can't be choosers. I don't go straight for the Beyond Meat all the time. I went there. It could have been good if it wasn't ice cold when it was served to me. But that's
because it was
whatever. It is cool. It's cool to have that option because I can't eat anything but popcorn at hockey games.
Yeah, you can't have fries because they dip in the same oil, right?
Oh, and fries. Well, yeah, depending.
I did see this morning on the news, though, there was like a list of it was a Beyond thing, but there was at least 7 or 8 items on the menu. including like nachos and all kinds of stuff. So that's as much of a dump as that place is.
Have the Devils done that?
I don't think so, not yet.
Yeah, because they're a bunch
I'm
of jerks.
surprised. Yeah, well,
I'm Jersey. I only eat meat. Taylor Ham.
King Lactose over there.
Yeah, get me started.
I don't know if you guys saw this, but due to Gary Bettman's triple hard cap salary, several NHL teams to start the season cannot carry full 23-man rosters. There's one team that's 20. I didn't see exactly who it was, and then several at 21. Overall,
and why is the Lightning
NHL,
one of them?
Yeah, probably. Overall, 28 NHL jobs have been lost. 28 players squeezed out of the league. So good job, Gary Bettman. And we're going to get a little bit more into Gary Bettman because he is a real POS. The whole pride tape thing, which we didn't get into much last week, but I don't understand why you would specifically go out and alienate people and because really they only did this because of the LGBTQ pride things, right? Everyone was okay wearing the Hockey Fights Cancer jerseys. Everyone was okay fighting the Black History Month, jerseys. Everyone's okay with the military appreciation. And once it came to LGBTQ players, obviously, whatever their beliefs are, whatever their views are, some people had a problem with it. So the NHL was like, all right, we just don't want to make this an issue. We're going to get rid of everything. And they essentially go out and put a black stain when they said no pregame jerseys, and then they double down saying you can't even use the tape. And you see players. I was really hoping someone over the weekend would have pride tape on their stick. I was hoping that someone would be man enough to do it. You had players talk about it, and I guess now they're having a meeting. I guess as of today, to kind of go back and see what they're going to do. But it's just. I don't. Hockey should be for everyone, and clearly the NHL has not made it for everyone, which is a shame. And I just, there's not much else I can say. It's just disappointing, is what it is, and you feel bad for people that do like hockey and see that their favorite team is not going out and celebrating them like they normally would have, or one player has an issue, so the whole team just decides not to wear the jersey like the Rangers did. And it really is. It's disheartening. It's disappointing, and shouldn't be anywhere associated with hockey. And players should go out and make a stand. Put the pride tape on your stick and give the middle finger to Bettman in the league, because that's it. It should be there. It should be worn.
It seems like I was reading an article, and there is a specific company where they buy that tape from.
Yeah.
That the proceeds go towards organizations to help in that situation. But apparently, I think you had to really excuse my ignorance because I can't remember when it takes place. March, is it?
Yeah, I think Pride Month is March. Yeah.
I feel like Pride Month is June on the calendar, but I want to say that the Devils tended to do it in November, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
Maybe it's January. I don't know. I know it didn't, because of the way the season goes. It doesn't align with the June Pride Month that is, more commonly known.
Right. Yeah.
But
I know that. So as of now,
January maybe, I don't know.
Maybe January. I know it's around like the Black History Month is February. So I know that it's they're all around the same time. They kind of hit them all like in a row, basically, which is nice, and it's always been nice. And if a player doesn't want to participate, let them not participate. But I don't understand why you would just get rid of it. Especially, I know that the Penguins, for example, are still having a Pride Night. As an organization at their arena, they're still having it. I know that players, according to this company, there's already been orders for tape, and I think that there are certain players that do plan on wearing it, and not just that, but like all of them. The Hockey Fights Cancer, they plan on supporting
tape.
all of them because it's something that these players they're really invested in, and they like inclusivity and just the whole thing. Hockey is for everyone, and just keep it that way. And I don't know why they had to. It seemed like such a knee-jerk reaction to a handful of guys making a stink about it last year. But let those guys continue to make a stink about it.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it, don't do it. bottom line.
No,
But
it's
if
forcing
you
you.
want to, if an organization or whoever, and they auction off those jerseys that like they raise a lot of money for these organizations, and it's always been great. And I don't know why you would take that away. I mean, especially the charity. But I think individual organizations are planning their own stuff for all of it still. So that's good. It's just not an NHL wide thing anymore. But I think you will see, depending on if they go back and revisit this, because seeing that they're interviewing a lot of players. All players by local media are getting interviewed, and you're reading these small interviews here and there, or even seeing them, and it seems like these guys were all for it, all for all of them.
Yeah.
And and they want to continue to do it. So hopefully they'll revisit this and maybe change something. But I do think you're going to see players that will still do it themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's great. The players that still want to do it. I'm curious how much of this was just to placate to the Russian players within the league, and not wanting to. I don't know, just the league and the Russian players. It's a very odd relationship with the league and the Russian players right now. So
Yeah.
I'm curious how much of that was, and I don't know, but the players doing the tape, if the players do the individual tape, good for them. If they still do it, I haven't even looked at any of the theme nights for the Devils. Probably makes me a bad fan, so I don't even know if the Devils are doing it. I got to assume they're going to do it because they have all kinds of other theme nights. I haven't looked personally myself at their theme night calendar. I don't really choose to go to a game because of a theme night. I could care less.
Yeah, it just kind of happens.
So,
yeah.
It happens, yeah. It's whatever night. Oh, okay, great. I'm going to a hockey game, but that's just me. I don't get excited about a lot of stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
It depends on what hits for you. Like hockey fights cancer
totally.
nights, like that's a big deal. And I would choose to we make our own donations here and there, and it's just nice that they do it. It doesn't mean that you have to be there, but it's just nice to know that the league that we love is also doing their part, because they're great causes, and a lot of people are affected by a lot of things, and a lot of it is, especially now with such a polarized world right now, people are dealing with a lot of hatred, a lot of bigotry, and just knowing that everybody's got someone there for them, and knowing that your favorite sports team, sports player, sports league is there is great.
Yeah.
It's a great support system.
Supports you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say this: the Devils have done this for a while now. I haven't participated in a few years, but in November, so I guess Pride Month wouldn't be, or the Pride Nights wouldn't be November, because that's usually Hockey Fights Cancer Month. But for a while, and I think they still do it, the Devils did a mystery puck night, to where it was like $25. You got a bag, a nice little bag with a puck signed by someone on the team, and it was a crapshoot. And I wound up getting super lucky every single time. I got like Kovalchuk and Yager the 2 times I did it. I'm like, oh, holy hell, these are great pucks. Meanwhile, my friends are getting like, fourth line guys that they were like, why the hell did I pay for this? But I lucked out. But I thought that was a great charity thing that the Devils did, along with the other stuff that they've done throughout the years. So, if they do it on a team by team basis, great. Because I have a feeling that most of the teams will do it. If not all the teams will continue to do it. And maybe that'll be a little bit better, and it'll be a little bit more personalized per the team and per the communities that they serve.
Yeah. You're ruining not just for, LGBTQ, but you're ruining it for the Hockey Fights and all those other awesome, and I know that it's directed because of, the Hockey Fights, the Pride Nights, but you're just hurting everybody. All right, so a couple of things that I wanted to get to. You saw that Carolina went to 9-round shootout versus the Kings.
Already?
Yeah, Jordan Martinook scores in the 9th round of the shootout. And Carolina, blew a 3-goal lead before hanging on at a 6-5 victory against the Kings. But 9 rounds already, pretty intense. Obviously, the Canes are now 2-0. A couple other injuries that I saw. Kirby Doc is going to be out long term. It looks like a back injury. Same thing with Arvidsson from the Kings. He may need another back surgery. This after he already had I think it was it was 2 seasons ago where he missed most of the season before last year playing all the games and scoring 59 points. But it looks like, whatever it ailed him was not fully healed, and it's come back. So I kind of feel bad for Victor Arvidsson's a very good player, and sucks that he has having to deal with it. A couple other injuries. You have Buchnevich out for the Blues. Zach Werenski with a quad out 1 to 2 weeks for the Blue Jackets. Some good stuff. Avs locked up Devon Taves 7-year deal. Just great that the Islanders missed out on a very good defenseman. I love it.
Good. So I love it.
Did he want out though? I forget the situation. Or
Well,
did they
it's
just
a little
not
bit
have
everything.
the cap to sign him or something?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit everything. But yeah, he just
Either way, it was a hard swing and a harder miss.
Yes.
Good. Couldn't happen to a better team.
Yeah, exactly. We could both agree on that one. You see Daniel Alfredsson's going to join a coaching role at the Sens?
That's cool.
He already is, isn't he?
I didn't see it. But
He's
I think that's
officially
great.
started this week. He was with the team. It's his first, first game back, I guess, with them. First outing with the guys skating around, and it looks like he's going to be a part of the team. Maybe eventually become an on bench coach. But right now he's player development and a couple other things. So, Danny Alfredsson back with the Senators where he belongs. One of the guys that I know he's a Hall of Famer, but I thought he was, Hall of Very Good kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, how can you not like Danny Alfredsson? He was a prime player back in the day. He always, showed up when the games, meant something, especially that Cup Finals between him and the Cup Finals was between him and Calgary. No, who was the Cup Final they were in?
Anaheim. Didn't they lose to Anaheim? I
Was
think it was
that Corey Perry? Was that Corey Perry won his first one? Getzlaf?
Yeah, Getzlaf, yeah. As youngsters, and then never again.
Yeah, well, true. Yeah. Corey Perry, just
Corey making a habit of losing in the finals.
Yeah, it was a bad one.
Oh yeah. There you go.
Only for Schwim. Making sure that he's just miserable as all can be. All right, what else did I have? Sorry, I was going through my list and I've kind of
it's all good. All
lost
good.
track a little bit. So that was some good stuff. I wanted to do the 3 stars of the week. We were talking about this a little bit over, and Shroom sent me a little note. But first star, Austin Matthews, obviously 6 goals. Was the 5th player in NHL history.
Only 6?
Yep. 5th player in NHL history, and just the 2nd since the league's inaugural campaign in 1917-1918 to record a hat trick in each of his first 2 games of the season. He did that obviously against the Canadiens in the Wild. He began 2023-24 by becoming the 10th fastest player in NHL history to reach the 300 goal mark in 482 games played. He is one of the most electric players, right, with the puck on his stick, especially goal scorers. And it's good to see that the NHL has, a good time goal scorer like they did with Ovechkin, and it keeps going on and on and on. You have him and McDavid kind of going at it for now the goal leads for the next couple of years. But yeah, I mean, just
they'll never win a cup with the Leafs.
True. Yeah. My 2nd star, Steven, Mr. Evgeny Malkin, 2 goals, 4 assists. I mean, he was, both opening week victories. He was held off the score sheet in the loss to Chicago, but he had the 1 goal, 3 assists versus Vancouver, and then he had the 1 goal, 1 assist versus Capitals. Yep.
And Calgary, not Vancouver.
I thought
Calgary.
Sorry. It was his first 4-point outing since January 10th of 2023 versus Vancouver. Yeah, you're correct. Sorry.
Okay. Of course, I'm correct.
I have notes. I'm just saying. I was trying to. But anyways, obviously, ridiculous week for Malkin. A very good player. 1,235 points since entering the NHL in 06-07, 1,000 games, 1,066. So, Malkin, Hall of Famer.
I gotta say the scene I witnessed, and this is Homer alert for anybody who's waiting to hear what's going to come out of my mouth right now. But when they were playing Washington and I don't remember who got the penalties, to be honest. I don't even care. But it ended up being 4-on-4, and who they put out, but Malkin, Crosby, Letang, and Carlson all at the same time.
Oh, you were excited.
And it was, yeah. I mean, if you guys were here, I was probably just this shit-eating grin on my face, just like watching. Probably so goofy and dorky, but I mean, it was a cool sight
remember,
to see, and I hope we see it some more. But
remember,
it's not
we
often
determined
you're
we're
gonna get those
nerds,
are
not dorks.
those are 4 Hall of Famers on the ice
On the ice at once,
all at the same time for the same team.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was evident by
wild.
text message. It was evident by text message how happy you were.
Oh yeah, you were
Like,
yeah.
it came over via text. You were like, ah. So yeah, that's a pretty solid line.
The third star, Elias Pettersson, 1 goal, 5 assists. He had on the same night that Brock Besser had his 3 goals. He had a hat trick. Brock Besser, friend of the podcast. He had the 4-point performance in the 8-1 victory over Edmonton, which they swept in a home and home. So good job, Vancouver. My playoff team. I think they're going to come out of the Pacific there. JT Miller also 1 goal, 3 assists. That whole Canucks team's kind of moving a little bit. And he was the 4th player. The Canucks became the 4th team in NHL history, first since Calgary Flames to have 3 players each register 4+ points in their season opener. Pittsburgh also did that in 1990-1991. Steven, do you know who those players were in 1991 that got 4 points each?
Yager.
In the opener. Yager 1.
And Mario Lemieux.
2. There's 3.
Oh, and Wayne Gretzky.
On the Penguins.
Oh,
did you know some of the question? Jesus,
no, I'm trying to answer this Facebook inquiry here. I'm trying to involve the fans here. I turned off my listening skills. So in 91 there was
1991 Pittsburgh season opener. 3 players at 4 points.
Was it Coffey?
Paul Coffey. Yeah, I mean it's a pretty easy one, but yeah. Pettersson, obviously, career highs last year, 39 goals, 63 assists, 102 points, and he tops Vancouver in goals and points since he debuted in 2018-2019. Elias Pettersson, ridiculous. And then obviously the Malkin quote, I hope tomorrow the season is over and I win Hart Trophy. Malkin on being tied with Austin Matthews for the league lead in points. But you gotta say, even though he looks like Shrek, he's a very funny guy.
He's hilarious. He's a great character. The league needs more character like that.
They do.
Yes, they do.
I mean, that's the problem. That too many guys just have stiff upper lip and don't really say much. And you show your spirit, show yourself. Be a
Well, you got
guy.
Crosby and McDavid who. Sometimes they try to be funny. It certainly doesn't naturally come to either of them.
Yeah, Crosby's not. Yeah, I feel like it's a very difficult thing for him to be funny.
Crosby's all he's all business, and he.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, it's just he doesn't. It's not that he doesn't have a sense of humor. He just some people just aren't naturally funny. And,
funny,
he would fall into that category. Well, at least that we know in the public eye, right? So. But no, Gino, he doesn't care who's listening. He just kind of is himself, and he just does subtle little things that are just so silly and stupid. Like he just wears this hat. I don't know if you've seen the hats he wears, but it's just like a little penguin on the front of it, and underneath it just says Gino. He just wears it everywhere.
I like
it. He seems like the type of guy that just does not take himself seriously whatsoever, and is just loving every day of life.
Yeah, he can be an angry fellow on the rink, and
he's got a mean streak.
It's actually been a downfall, and sometimes because players know they can get under his skin easily, and it ends up in 2 ways. You either what Brooks Orpik used to say, and don't poke the Russian bear. Because when you got him angry and he played angry, he usually played his best, but at the same time, you can also get him to retaliate pretty quickly. And that's usually to the detriment of the entire team because even if they got a penalty, it is matched immediately because he gets up and
jaws or
Slashes somebody.
slashes. Yeah,
Yeah.
say the slash. I feel like that's his signature. He'll just give you a quick little leg tap, and
hmm
yeah, I agree. I think it's obviously Gino, fantastic. I saw this, Steve. I don't know if you saw this, but former New York Ranger, former Pittsburgh Penguin, former Washington Capital, Carl Hagelin. We didn't get to this in the offseason because obviously we're out for a little bit, but he obviously retired this offseason. A guy that we all kind of like. He epitomized
Oh, I love Carl Hagelin.
speed and tenacity, and he was a great forechecker, great penalty killer, just a fun guy to watch. Carl Hagelin never missed the playoffs in his 11-year career. He did not experience a first-round exit until he was 30 years old in 2019. He had made it to the second round in every single year to start his NHL career.
I never realized that. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
A winner, obviously won 2 cups. One with Penguins was his first one. Second one was with Washington.
2 with Penguins. He won 2 with Pittsburgh.
2 with Penguins. That's right. So he's three-time winner.
Good for him.
But yeah, just a guy that I always root for, and it was fun
No,
watching him.
He didn't win with. He didn't. I think he came to Washington after they won the cup. I don't think he won with Washington. I think he just won 2 with Pittsburgh, I believe. Because they sent him. At this point, I don't even remember where they sent him. That was in an era where Jim Rutherford just was cashing in with trades and acquisitions. That was the downfall of people point to that as a downfall of a lot of things, just because they weren't really living up to expectations much after that, second cup and into the next season, 2018, and then for some reason he felt the need to shake up the locker room, and he sent Carl Hagelin packing, and it did not make anyone happy.
It's LA Kings, right? Yeah,
including me. Was it LA?
Tanner Pearson.
Yeah, he went somewhere.
Tanner
and
Pearson.
Tanner Pearson was kind of useless.
I guess it was the year after Washington won the cup. Hagelin obviously, was traded to the restricted free agent with the Ducks. He was traded there for 2 draft picks. Just disaster. Ryan Gropp. And then Emerson just god awful.
Yeah.
Your team drafts great.
Emerson even
they do draft. They do have a lot of good draft picks.
Yeah, he was supposed to be something, and he wasn't. So at the time, it seemed like a pretty good trade, but
just for a fan favorite, you never want to see
Yeah, fan favorite, locker room favorite. The guy is just beloved basically everywhere he goes.
The bromance with
just
him,
solid dude.
It was him. It was Derek Brassard. It was Matt Zuccarello, and then Lundqvist. Those were like the 4. They were inseparable. You'd always see them around town and stuff. So, but Carl Hagelin, Ranger legend, and obviously Pittsburgh, same thing. Never a Devil, which was nice to see. What did I want to get? Oh, sorry. Just a couple of rumors. So Elliot Friedman had put out a report that Vancouver Canucks were recently trying to trade Connor Garland, who has it's a $4.95 million per year until 25-26. That they had worked for a trade that was mutually beneficial. Finally, they gave Garland's agent the ability to explore trade opportunities, and they've been talking to the Predators, Jets, Blue Jackets. Apparently, Canucks are looking to free up between $1 to $2 million in cap space, so they were looking to ship them out and maybe take a smaller player back in a team deal. So it looks like that might be our first trade that comes about in this young season. Connor Garland, obviously, when he was with Arizona, a pretty decent player. Went to Vancouver and kind of lost his way a little bit. Maybe it was just the contract kind of too much for him.
I don't know. I just feel like Vancouver has been such a disaster that no one can be good. I mean, Pettersson, of course, has been the model of consistency, of excellence. Quinn Hughes had JT Miller. He really found his way there. I mean, he's playing better than he ever has with any other organization until he went, over there. Horvat was doing well when he was there. Quinn Hughes had a pretty down year, not last year, the year before, I believe. It was a minus 30 or something like that, and then rebounded last year. But I don't know. It's weird. I don't know what we've been saying for the last couple of years is with Vancouver. It doesn't really make sense why they're as bad as they are, because they have
so much talent,
quite a lot of skill.
Just are. Yeah, they just are bad. It's weird. Even in goal with Thatcher Demko having a down year.
Yeah, he's been bad too.
He's been bad, but he's Billy Dean's Vezina candidate for the year
No,
this year.
I didn't say Thatcher Demko. Oh no. Yeah, I said sorry.
Yes, you
I said
did.
Demko would be top 5. Yeah, but my
And I
actual
said
Vezina
Vezina
pick.
candidate. I didn't
Yeah,
say
sorry.
Vezina winner. I said Vezina
Yeah.
candidate.
No. I have Shesterkin. I was like, wait, did I actually pick Demko to win?
Shadurkin?
I don't remember
Is
who
he
the
gonna
heck
fall over?
did I pick? Oh, it's,
I
Sorokin.
picked Shesterkin, Sorokin, Schwimmen Ottinger, and Yud Ottinger.
If Shesterkin doesn't win it at the NHL awards banquet at the end of the year, is he just going to fall on the ground like he was shot?
Probably. Why not?
Dean, I had to. I just had to.
I know it's okay. You're a jerk.
Wow, that's
You're
impressive.
a lovable jerk.
I know.
Some looks like Arizona's going to go on 5-on-3 for 2 minutes. Oh Jesus! I didn't even see what happened.
Yikes!
So
that's gonna be fun.
Can I ask a question that's probably going to elicit a really long conversation?
Please do.
But thoughts on the officiating thus far this season? Because some of the calls in the Devils Arizona game the other night were like real suspect.
Yeah, I saw that.
And real
I feel like
questionable.
this is a thing. This is a thing that happens all the time
Every
in the
year.
beginning of the
Oh,
season
come
because
on.
the preseason is usually officiated as like a complete mess. It's almost experimental, right? They're trying to like they say they're going to implement something or do something a little more strict, so on and so forth about potentially protecting the players or whatever, and it always inevitably leaks into the beginning of the season. And I'm not going to say that through the rest of the season the officiating will be good, but it will be less bad. I guess is the right way to put it.
Yeah.
It balances. I'll say that you're still going to get some. There's the officiating in the NHL just is not good in general, but consistently. But it won't be like this for the whole season.
Yeah, because
You usually get like within the
start.
first 10 games, I think you finally start to like kind of balance out a little bit. It's been weird for sure. The games that I've watched, it's been I guess weird is the way to put it because some of them calls are.
So Lafreniere got a slashing penalty, which was legit, but then apparently Ryan Lindgren wasn't overly happy with the call, and he just threw the puck out of the zone and got on sportsmanlike conduct for it. Guys just chip it down the ice, out of anger.
Yeah, we've all done it. We've all done it.
Oh yeah,
that's in sports.
But like, come on, that's soft.
Good. It's a good kill so far.
Some unhappy news in the NHL world, and something that doesn't affect me because it's Barry Melrose, but my dad has Parkinson's, but obviously he was a beloved hockey coach. Beloved hockey analyst, former NHL coach. Not really beloved. Shum might tell you he doesn't really like him so much.
He was in when he was in LA. He was a beloved coach.
Yeah, true. He was. Yeah. But more for his hockey analyst. But Barry Melrose obviously diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. John Buccigross announced it on Tuesday, and as a result, Buccigross said that he'd be stepping away. Barry Melrose would be from ESPN and would not be coming back. He wants to spend time with his family and just enjoy the rest of his, life. Obviously, they announced an hour before the puck dropped. We were kind of going through everything, and obviously it was posted on social media. And Wayne Gretzky did a video narrating the highlights of Melrose's contributions to the game and as a player, coach, TV personality. So, just something. Parkinson's sucks. It really does. And to see, beloved, a beloved hockey figure come down with something that's a tough battle. It sucks, and we wish him all the best. Barry Melrose was, it's one of the funny guys you watch on ESPN. He's doing something stupid, or, he has the hockey mullet, and just kind of was always, one of the guys out there that you thought about when you thought of the NHL. So.
I got to give the man credit because he said some disparaging comments about Newark when the Devils first moved there.
I mean, it is a dump.
It's better now than it was, but he said some comments about you better watch your wallet, this and that, and when the Devils moved to Newark, and Jeff Vanderbeek invited him out, and he came to our bar before a game once, and we gave him hell. Boy, did we give him hell. Sam remembers. Sam was there. Sam was a big part of it. But the guy ate his words. He came out to Newark. He had a beer or whatever. He hung out at our bar, and they ushered him out. So he ate his words. He came out. So I got to give that man credit. If not a lot of people would say something like that, catch hell for it, and then go walk into the place that he just disparaged and basically take it. And he did. So I give him a ton of credit for that. And wish him the best. And Parkinson's, any of those diseases sucks. When someone gets it, because it completely changes the person that you know and love, and it just makes you realize that how much you got to value life and cherish the time you have available, because you just never know.
Yeah. A couple of things that we didn't get to actually before because we were doing obviously the preview shows last 2 weeks. Rocky Wirtz had passed away, the owner for Chicago Blackhawks. Obviously, people weren't very happy with him for what happened with the whole Kyle Beach situation. But there was one guy who had passed away, Rick Jeanneret, former Sabres broadcaster, a voice of Buffalo Sabres hockey. That was a big time, and they played against the Rangers 2 games ago. Rangers won, but they did a pregame ceremony, and they're wearing a Jeanneret patch for the remainder of the season. Jonathan Taves had announced that he was going to step away from the game for the 2023-2024 season as he deals with the long-term effects of long COVID, which is crazy. But a guy, I mean, he's 34, 35 years old, and you see a player that loves hockey and you feel could be a bonus to a team as a third, fourth line center, guy that can play defense and do a little bit of everything. But another season out for him, which sucks.
Yeah, no, that sucks. I mean, you hate to see any of that, especially a player like him that's not going out on his own terms. You have to assume that this could be it for Taves, and he's just being forced out of the game instead of choosing to leave the game. Like, players like Patrice Bergeron get to make that decision on their own, and here Taves, one of the best in the league has ever seen, is against his will being forced to take that time off. So it sucks.
I wanted to get the QMJHL banned fighting for the 2023-2024 season. What do you guys think this has on the future impact for fighting in the NHL game? You think that's think it'll end eventually come to the end of fighting in the National Hockey League?
No, not for.
No.
I don't know. It's still the old boys club, right? So it's I mean, you can even look at the disciplinary. Go back and look at what they do for the disciplinary suspensions and whatnot, and I don't see fighting getting eliminated for. I don't know. Maybe not even in our lifetime. Maybe at some point when we're old and can't play hockey anymore, but it's definitely not imminent. I think it for these younger, this juniors, right?
Juniors.
Yeah, I think it's very smart. Protect the younger kids because it's just completely unnecessary. The league is the league. You sign it, you make it to the NHL, and you adapt to whatever their rules are. I mean, you're not wearing cages anymore. Although I don't know if juniors in there, I think it's an age range,
visors.
Right?
Yeah, visors. Yeah,
it's definite visors,
16,
but I think if you're under 18 or something,
20.
I think 16.
16 to 20. Yeah, it's 16 to 20 in juniors, because when I was in college, all the kids coming in as freshmen aged out of juniors and were 21-year-old freshmen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, whatever it is with the full cages and whatever, and then come in with the either way, you adapt to the league, right? But I think it is certainly a benefit to eliminate it from the younger leagues. There's no need.
Maybe you can modify it if they don't want to go full rid of fighting. Maybe they modify it to where if you're 18 and older, meaning if you're not wearing a cage, you can drop the gloves. But if you're wearing a cage, don't. But personally, I hope that they never remove fighting from the game, because there was that tilt in the Montreal-Toronto game. That was just exciting as all hell to watch. And I think I sent to you guys, or one of you guys sent it, the fight that happened in the AHL. I think
that was in the AHL. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big.
That was wild too.
Yeah,
that was holy crap.
I think I'm neither
I love it. I think
here nor there with fights. The scrums, I like scrums. Don't get me wrong. The scrums with all that passion and emotion are great.
Scrums are great,
But those off the face off, take off. Well, they don't take all the helmets anymore. But drop the gloves. That whole scripted fight thing. Hey, you want to go? Yeah, let's go. That type of I'm not into that at all.
Yeah, I want spur of the moment. I want spur of the moment fights.
spur of the moment, heat of
it's just-
passion. You get in these little fisticuffs, but like these just open ice things that it's stupid, and there's just nothing behind it besides the fact that like we should probably fight, and they're like okay, and then they fight, and then that's the end of that.
Yeah.
See where I think fighting disappearing from the game, unfortunately disappearing naturally, is those fighters are being phased out of the game for skill,
Which is good.
and
Yeah.
you're not seeing players like Cam Jansen or Pierre-Luc Letourneau-Leblanc, two former Devils, who are making the rosters anymore based on the fact that they can throw down occasionally. Because when
How dare you?
when Cam
negatively
when Cam got traded
talk about Cam
when
Jansen.
Cam got traded to St. Louis, and he was coming back to the Devils, and we had PL3 at that point. That's all that at least myself and my friends were like, oh man, we just can't wait to see Cam square off a PL3. And they eventually did, and it was like a long 2.5 minute fight. It was great. But those players are few and far between. You don't have any of those pure fighters anymore. The
There's
Devils have
still quite a few in the minors. The minors still have, and that's the fight that's the fight that we saw over the weekend too. They're still
Yeah,
there. They're just they're never making the big leagues,
Yeah.
but they're still down there. That's really the only place where that type of fighting exists anymore is down in the AHL. That's the only place that you
the
see it
AHL
because those
lower
guys are
leagues,
still
yeah.
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't
the-
see a lot
the
of it in the NHL anymore, which I'm fine with. But
The Devils had Miles Wood that would drop the gloves occasionally. I mean, thinking of the current roster, unless I'm thinking of, I could see maybe Kevin Ball dropping the gloves. But as far as
Yeah.
our forwards are concerned, Mikey McLeod, I could see him dropping the gloves. Other than that, like those are the only two Devils that come to the top of my mind from what I can think of roster wise, and I'm sure I'm forgetting someone that would
Just saw
potentially
the
drop
weekend.
the gloves.
Marcus Pettersson
that?
dropping the gloves against Tom Wilson over the weekend. It's like, don't ever do that again.
No,
that's a
no,
dumb
and
move.
I enjoy that aspect of the game. Like the three of us know that if anyone of our friends would be that role, it would be Marty Lynn. He would be the Tommy.
Tommy leads the league in fights.
He does.
Always protecting
Probably.
Steven.
Yeah, although I think he protected Marty the other night. I had nothing to do with it.
But yeah, unfortunately, it's the league. I don't think is going to have to do anything. It'll just eventually phase itself out.
Yeah.
For the NHL.
Yeah,
And
I think that's kind of
I'm
what
gonna
they're
hate to
banking
see
on. 'Cause
that.
I don't think they're going to eliminate it, but you're going to see it just keeps getting less and less, except these like extracurriculars after the play. I mean, you're still seeing that,
Yeah.
but a lot of those don't even go down as fighting matches; they go down as roughing, which is also
Yeah.
okay. But I think like you said, it's just going to phase itself out because the league is just getting more skilled and faster, and there
absolutely.
aren't a lot of players that can play like that. I mean, you have Tom Wilson still, but you see his. Some of these guys just can't keep up. He's already, deteriorating, or at least it seems like he
Slow.
is. He doesn't
Yeah.
seem like as effective a player. So there is a shelf life for a lot of these guys, unless your name is Alex Ovechkin. That these big hitters that do this and that they can fight, but their play can back it up. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I watched Tom Wilson on Saturday against Pittsburgh or Friday, whenever it was, and Friday, and he just wasn't all that noticeable unless he was trying to decapitate someone.
Trying to muck it up. Yeah.
I hate that guy. All right, a couple of things before we wrap it up. One thing we missed going in the off season, but Tony DeAngelo is the first player ever to be bought out more than once in buyout history. So fantastic. We all, the players obviously at POF. See,
who was he bought out by a second time?
Oh, Rangers
He just
was
bought
one
out by
and
the
then
Flyers.
Flyers, yeah.
How does
buy you out? You have some issues.
But not only if the Flyers are buying out you have some issues. The Flyers were buying out. The Flyers bought out the most prototypical Flyer they ever could have bought out. He is a born and bred Flyer fan.
Oh, he is.
He is a Flyer. He is a poster boy for being a Philadelphia Flyer.
Yep.
And he was bought out by the team that he just should never leave. But hey, that's how bad the Flyers are, and that's
Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Yeah, that's how much of a dipshit he is too.
Yeah, he really is. All right, last thing, and then we'll get to my trivia question. So obviously, after last week's, 2 weeks ago, or no, actually last week, Connor Hellebuck, Mark Scheifele, that's matching contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Scheifele is the first player, first game of the season, first player ever after signing a long-term contract, $8.5 million or more, to have a Gordillo hat trick in his first game. He obviously had
Nice.
the goal assist in a fight. So I always liked Mark Scheifele, and I big fan, and I like that he was able to get paid and stay with the team that as he's done a lot of good things with. So, yeah. So, all right. So we'll do a quick trivia, and then we will head out of here. Only 3 players have gotten 90-plus points in at least 3 of the last 4 seasons. Can you name them? 3 of the last 4 seasons, 90-plus points.
Draisaitl and McDavid.
1 and 2. Really easy.
And 3 of the last
90-plus
4.
points.
90-plus points, 3 of the last 4. Need a hint?
I feel like this is a trick question.
Silence. It could be. It's probably someone on some crappy team.
Not crappy team.
Okay.
I want to say Kucherov, but he didn't play a whole season.
Nope.
Yeah. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Is it
Stupid
Panarin?
Ranger.
Is it Panarin?
I'll tell you Panarin.
You were sitting there friggin' at that shit-eating grin on your face. You looked like me on Saturday night or whenever that was. I knew it was a Ranger.
All right. Wait, who is it?
No.
Who is it?
It's
My James Dolan internet froze.
It's not Jack Hughes, so don't worry about it.
I know it's not Jack Hughes. I'm not an idiot.
It's Panarin. It's Panarin.
No. And how many of those points were scored in the playoffs?
Enough.
Not enough.
Some.
You guys lost.
Some of them.
Some of them were.
For some reason the outro music's not playing, but I'll my beer, solid 425 Bolero Snort, Imperial Rainbow Sherbet Sour Ale.
Yeah, mine 375. Solid Berliner Weiss.
Like
Nothing added. Just a natural tart beer, Berliner Weiss. It's great. Crushable.
Shorts guy?
Yeah, I'll give it a 375. This is pretty good. It
I like it.
Yeah, had a pretty solid taste. Almost like there's a hint of something like a sour, but it's not a sour, obviously. So good taste.
And no lactose. I checked.
No lactose.
Hey,
I like it.
no lactose.
Good job.
Oh man. And I'm not watching the rest of the Devils game. Terrible.
We'll be back next week. Schwim, you can take her home. Happy birthday, Midge.
Happy
yeah,
birthday
Midge.
to
Happy
Midge.
birthday,
Get those
Midge.
brownies baking, big guy.
Seriously.
Talk to you guys.
Oh, there's some music.
I